Morning.
Good, how are you today?
Recording in
Made it.
progress.
Yes.
That sounds Alice or?
Yeah.
Use the pencil she can.
Steve? Come on. You're keeping up with that part right there, right?
Yeah, that's one that's had the same question you do, Commissioner.
Sufficient funds. That term worries me.
Oh, thank you.
It's like my last drinking on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, Millette, I love her. I was hoping she'd be here in person.
A nice background.
Hi, Scott. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is a nice background, but I'm not at the beach, trust me.
Okay. Well,
That's false advertising.
yeah, we're gonna start the meeting just here in a minute or two, Millette, and
That's
then, we have a few preliminary things to get out of the way, and then we'll have a presentation by the Sports Commission, and then, you guys will be right after that, so,
No problem. Well, we're here.
all right, thank you.
Just enjoy the beach while you're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tracy. Come on in.
Probably next door trying to get us a copy. Put it down there.
He got a calligrapher to print him the notes.
He may be in Judge Bain's office. I don't know.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's start, bring court to order. Today is Tuesday, January the 20th, 2026. It's 9:01 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 at 4:15 PM.
Thank you. All right, let's pause briefly for a moment of silence, then we'll have a pledge to the flags.
Please join the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas pledge. Honor and protect the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thanks, Steve. All right, if there's anyone here to speak to the court on business matters, please come forward and do so now.
I think there's one.
Okay. Good morning,
Morning, guys.
morning. State your name and your address in 3 minutes.
Robert Urbanowski, 1835 Kirkland Hill Road, Axtell, Texas. Just here today to thank our new precinct commissioner for mowing our roads. We can actually pass a vehicle without having to stop. I complained about it a couple of times to Mr. Jones. Mr. Wilson got it done. I don't know how long it's been since the roads were mowed, but out of our driveway, about 80 feet to the east, across the road, there's a mesquite tree about 40 inches tall. And that just tells me how long it's been since the roads were mowed, or the ditches were mowed. But wife and I, we cut our mesquites in our patch every year, and they're usually 18 to 20 inches tall. I don't know if it's been a year. The mesquite tree was actually about 3 or 4 feet off the road, but It's gone, and I want to thank Mr. Wilson and thank McLennan County for taking care of our roads, cleaning up the ditches. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, anyone else? If not, we'll, under items, D, under proclamation resolutions, we do not have any today. Today, on the consent agenda, recommended pulls are, E3A and, which one's the burn ban?
E7.
And E7. Are there any other recommended pulls other than what I just mentioned? All right, with the exception of the pulls previously mentioned, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move. Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. All right, we'll hold those two pulled items and come back to them in a minute. I'd like to go to items M3. M3, this is a Greater Waco Sports Commission presentation regarding the Aquatic Learning Center.
He's the only one. Thanks.
Go on up.
Just messing. Thank you for having us. Yeah, good moving us to the top of the agenda. Really appreciate it. Mike Vogelaar, Executive Director of the Greater Waco Sports Commission. We, as a nonprofit, exist to empower the heart of Central Texas through sport. We've got three different focuses, and one of those is advocating for first-class facilities. Roughly about a year ago, to pretty much this week, there was a feasibility study, or a study that the county hosted, asking this community what are some of the different needs and wants to be able to help activate, whether it's the parks or some of the other different resources that this community hosts. And so one of the pieces of feedback that folks had was more walkways and paths and parks, but then also aquatics. And so the Sports Commission undertook the opportunity to be able to partner with one of the leading consultants in the country and conduct a feasibility study for an aquatic learning center. And so this is a $40,000 feasibility study. So there's obviously a significant investment from the Sports Commission. And so we've got George from Councilman Hunsaker here to be able to walk through the findings.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for the time this morning. My name is George Dinas with Councilman Hunsaker. We are an aquatics specialty consulting firm, and so we deal with all types of swimming pool facilities, whether it's indoor, outdoor, competitive, or recreation. And so we have done several things throughout the course of the feasibility study, working with Mike and his team. The first thing we did was they had developed a group of aquatic experts within the area to join their committee, and so we met with the committee several times throughout the process. And so we looked at not only the need for an aquatic facility here in Waco. We do that in several ways, looking at the number and types of competition swimmers. We look at recreational-based aquatics for the community. We also look at things like learn to swim and water fitness. We couple that with demographic research, and what that helps us determine is look at the 270,000 people here within McLennan County and determine, what the utilization rates could be for an aquatic facility. And once we have the need, we look at different conceptual programs in terms of size and scale of facilities. And what that helps us to do is directly tie the need for aquatics here within the Waco region to facility type. And so we ended up exploring several different facility types throughout the process. One of the things that was a key goal and vision was not only it was really a balance. It was a balance between community use, but also drawing outside events and economic impact through aquatic sports to the Waco region. And so we looked at different sizes and types of aquatic facilities that could support those types of activities. When you talk to USA Swimming, they will say that typically a community of about 100,000 people can support an indoor 50-meter pool through utilization, number of competitive swimmers, as well as community lap swim, water walking, shallow and deep water aerobics, those types of activities. And so with the shortage of water here in Waco for, with the YMCA, the pool at the local church, and you have the Doris Miller Community Center that our company helped with the renovation on. Shortage of lane space is key, and I think that that's one of the things that we saw from the beginning. Even dating back 25 years when I was a summer league swim coach and the games of Texas were hosted here in Waco, and they packed hundreds upon hundreds of people into the YMCA for the state swim meet in 1999, and I still remember it was really crowded. And so being able to have a facility that could support larger competitions, but then also provide the community the necessary space just for fitness, recreation, and instruction, we feel is critical to this region. And so we looked at several different options. We looked at the base of what you would call an Olympic-sized pool, a 50-meter by 25-yard pool, similar to the picture there in the bottom right-hand side. And so this is a pool that not only has 20, 25-yard lanes, but it has the Olympic distance, the 50-meter lanes. That's important for hosting competitive events because the swimming season is short course in the fall and the spring, and then it's long course in the summertime. And so the 50-meter pool gives you the ability to really host events on a year-round basis. The other thing that we looked at was other bodies of water to support that. A lot of this came out of the overall vision that the Waco Sports Commission and their aquatics committee had for community use. And so we would couple that with a shallow water 3 to 4 lane pool, but we would also look at some therapy water. The difference there is really water temperature. And so the main competition pool is going to be 80 degrees. The swimming lesson and water fitness pool is probably going to be 85 to 87 degrees, but then the warm water therapy is really meant for aquatic rehab, and that's going to be 92 degrees plus. And so when we start to look at the population characteristics here and the age breakdown, having all 3 of those bodies of water, we feel would be critical to the success of the facility. And so we looked at a variety of combinations of the bodies of water that you see there on the slide. We looked at several indoor-only options that varied from the 50-meter pool plus the 4-lane pool. One option had a larger recreational body of water that had a zero-depth entry, an indoor water slide, because that's another key component of aquatics that's missing here in the Waco region is going to be year-round recreational aquatics. And then, again, looking at that therapy water. Plus, we also explored the addition of a dive pool. And so what this would allow would be a designated deep water pool for competitive diving. And this helps to support not only local diving programs, but again, put the facility on par with some of the other facilities around the state and around the country that are hosting large events that can drive economic impact here to the Waco region. So once we looked at that, we had several different budget ranges. These facilities ranged in size from 50,000 square feet on the low end to upwards of 70 to 80,000 square feet. And the range of cost, we're in between probably the mid 50 million to 60 to $70 million for the largest facility. We would see any of these facilities being really a 50-plus year solution for the region. So while it is a investment on the capital on the front end, is definitely a long-standing facility. When we looked at the couple of different scaled down options, one of those is which you see right there. This would be the combination of an indoor-outdoor aquatic facility. And so it could have indoor therapy, but then the outdoor competition pool. This time of year, it's really, it makes it difficult to talk about outdoor swim practices in Texas when it's as cold as it is outside today. A lot of swimmers within the Austin and San Antonio area, they do swim outdoors year-round, heated water, pool covers, but it's chilly getting in and it's chilly getting out on a day like today. And so while it services the hardcore swimmers, the dedicated ones, it makes it a little bit difficult for your average person that likes to enjoy aquatic activities. The other scaled down option that we looked at was all indoor, and it was similar to the Round Rock ISD facility. And so more of a pre-engineered building, roll-up garage doors along the side. What we found there is that it would be good for regional competitions, but not necessarily have the ability to host national competitions. And so really a variety of different facility types that we've included in our report, having looked at 5 different facility types. The scaled down versions are in the $30 to $40 million range, and then the larger versions of the facility were in that $50 to $60+ million range. We also looked at revenues and expenses for the facility, and so looked at all of the different operating expense items that you would need, personnel being the largest, utilities playing a big part of that, repair and maintenance, chemicals for the pools, operational supplies. Facilities like this typically will fall in that range of $2.2 to $2.6 million in annual operational costs. And so we were right in range with that for the different expense budgets. We also looked at the revenue possibilities, which there are quite a few, from not only daily admission, memberships for monthly, year-round for aquatic fitness, all the different types of aquatic programs that you could host, from swimming lessons, water fitness, renting space to the competitive swim teams within the area, but then also hosting larger competitive events as well. And we'd see roughly about in the range of a 60 to 70% cost recovery rate for the facility. And a lot of that just depends on the operational model, who ends up owning and operating the facility. We have done a lot of facilities that were public-public partnerships, where you have a school district and a city and a county that go in together. We've seen some that are public-private. A public government will build the facility, but then they turn it over to a private company to operate. We've also seen public and nonprofit partnership examples, where you have a group like the YMCA that would come in and manage a public asset. And so there's a lot of different partnership opportunities, and all of those will play into the final revenue and expense and operational budgets for the aquatic facility options. From there, we looked at the economic impact that the facility could bring to the area, and specifically this would be related to out-of-market visitors who would come to Waco for the sole purpose of an aquatics sport event at the facility. So that could be swimming, diving, it could be water polo, which is now a UIL-approved sport and really gaining traction here within the state of Texas. And we looked at the number and types of events. We honed in on roughly 16 to 22 events that this facility could be able to host throughout the year. Some of those were smaller regional meets in the 500 to 600 person range, some regional to statewide that could be in that 600 to 900 range. And then we also feel that a facility of the size of the largest one that we studied would be able to host national events. And so those could bring in 800 to 1,000 swimmers for the community. And so most of those meets are going to be 2.5 to 3-day meets. Some of the large ones might go into 4-day meets, so a Thursday through Sunday. But we found the overall economic impact in the range of $7.5 to $10 million on an annual basis. We don't feel that the facility, it might not be able to get the same national event every year, but there's several national events that could select Waco to host their event. And the goal would be to talk to United States Masters swimmers, talk to the YMCA, talk to USA Swimming. There's sectionals, there's zones, there's tier pro swim series. There are water polo junior Olympics, which are being hosted in the Dallas area here just this month. And then there's also USA Diving, AAU Swimming. And so the goal is to be able to communicate with all of those different groups, bid on specific meets and events. And so you have at least one national event per year. A lot of times we'll see that one national event can bring in $2.5 to $3 million just by itself in economic impact through tourism, hotels, restaurant, and spending. And so that's a fairly brief synopsis of what we've been working on for the past 6 months. Kicked it off with Mike and his team back during the summertime. And so budget ranges again, in between that $55 and $70 million range. Operational cost recovery was about 60 to 65%, and then an annual economic impact was in the range of $7.5 to $9 to $10 million on the top end, just depending upon the number of events that the facility ends up hosting. So with that, I know it's a fairly brief overview of what we have been looking at for the past several months, but Mike and I would welcome any questions that you might have.
Do you have the economic breakdown within a presentation like this that we could look at?
Yes, we do. We have an overall final report that we've put together that has that breakdown of number and types of events, average daily spend, total number of hotel rooms, as well as out-of-market visitors, sure.
And then the operational financials on it, or what you think will be your operating expenses, and then back to your recovery percentage of 65 to 70%. You got that all where it be, we could look at that and understand it.
Correct, yes. Within the report that we can send to you, it has the itemized operational budget for all of the options as well as the revenue line items. And then we have a summary chart that has that total revenue versus expense as well.
Okay, all that's complete already. You finished doing all that, so.
Correct.
It's ready to roll out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Other questions?
Can you attach a 60% recovery?
Go on, sorry.
What,
65.
60, 65%?
Yeah.
Recovery? What exactly does that mean? What does that, does that mean that it generates a certain amount of revenue, or is it that offset 60% of the cost or 60% of the total cost of the facility? I've never seen that type of projection in a.
Yeah, it's the direct revenue, right? In other words, the daily rentals and those kind of things. It doesn't have anything to do with the economic revenue. It's generated outside of that. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. And so we use the term cost recovery rate in terms of percentage of expenses recovered by revenue. So we would see this as a subsidized facility. And some of that depends on the operational model that
Yeah.
is put into place, who owns, who operates the facility, but we would see it needing a subsidy, and some of that has to do
Does
with.
that include debt service on the 70, on building of it?
No, that would be in addition to that, yeah, because typically when we work with governments, the capital cost and the operational costs are separate, but with indoor aquatics,
So
historically,
that
it's
60% recovery is just operational.
operational, correct.
Daily
operational.
Off of about 2.5 million,
Whatever.
which would be about 750,000, something like that, of negative cash flow outside the economic impact that it provides to the community, which would be substantial, I think.
Do y'all have any figures to attach to, like, the number of participants, of people who accompany them, that would create an economic impact, like, are there three persons for every one participant, or 4 persons for every one participant? Or the whole clan comes, so there's 10, or?
Right. Yeah, we usually look for swimming right around that 2 to 2.5 people per swimmer. And so we had projected close to 70,000 out-of-market visitors to this region based upon that metric.
Okay. I would only have one comment, that if this ever comes to fruition, which it's a great idea, seem like you really limit yourself when you go with your competitive pool outside instead of being indoor.
Sure.
I don't know too many people who want to swim 16-degree weather, so, outside, so. And spectators too would be outside. So, that's just my only comment. What is a natatorium?
So that would be,
That expression,
yeah, so that's just the building that encloses a swimming pool or swimming pools.
That's what all that means.
Yeah, so that we could call that, sometimes we use, it's natatorium, other times it's aquatic center. There's a variety of terms out there, but that's just the enclosure for the swimming pools.
Okay.
And we'd see with each of these options, not only do you have the natatorium, aquatic center part, but then you have the support spaces that are necessary to locker rooms, office space, lobby, food and beverage, spectator seating, all of those critical areas.
And y'all are thinking that would be located within the city limits of Waco? Is that correct?
Not necessarily. So, but to support this greater Waco area. We've talked to a school district, and their superintendent has mentioned some land that they have that they would be, interested in potentially partnering on this. And so, again, also, part of the study was, hey, what's the drive time for people across the entire county, right, to be able to access this point? So being really strategic on, hey, what would be some good locations to be able to evaluate, and then
Yeah, I
what
was just
partners.
thinking about the public-private partnership, the public piece. The bigger the city, the stronger the public piece is to be able to do things like that. And most of the hotels and those things are within the city limits of Waco, and so they get the sales tax benefit off of it, so there'd be more opportunity for them to gain out of it than out in a rural area or someplace like that. We get very little sales tax. And and it would be, I guess it'd be a non-tax revenue place, would it? It wouldn't be taxable, would it? So,
you mean the facility itself?
I'm just trying to figure out how
Like
the
property
county.
taxes?
Well, it depends upon who owned it. If
Yeah.
it was a private, then it would be,
Property taxes.
it'd be
but-
property tax paid on it. If it was public, then it wouldn't be. But I don't know how
Yeah,
a public-private works. We don't have many
yeah.
examples of those here.
Well, the main thing is that our local folks are gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's gonna be making the money when the 15 to 17 events arrive, but we need the local folks to be able to enjoy it, and
Yeah, I
that's another
understand
thing.
that. It's just trying to figure out how to pay for it.
Will this be a bond issue?
I don't know. We need to think about it. I mean, that's one way to do it. You know, with the new, the potential of having a more restrictive process for selling bonds with the
Right.
governor and lieutenant governor's plan, it'd absolutely have to go to the voters. So, and I've heard some of the school districts say that we're the largest, I know Ed Love said at the Waco Independent School District that they're the largest school without a swimming team, or, you know, that it's unusual, and they'd like to be a part of that.
I know there are some swim teams at schools. Where do they swim? Y? For competition or practice? They swim currently at the Y?
Correct, yep. Yeah, Midway ISD swims at the YMCA. And they're the largest swim team, high school team within the region.
Yeah.
A lot of the school districts have said, we don't have a swim team because obviously we don't have a facility for the students to be
Yeah,
able to do it.
and that's what Ed Love was saying.
And so there are schools that have had swimmers. Robinson ISD has had a team because
Yeah.
they've had some swimmers that have expressed the commitment level to it. And then the next year they haven't, and then they have. And so they'll swim at the YMCA in the morning. Sometimes they'll swim 5 to a lane, which is a lot. It's pretty crowded. And then for their competitions, they'll go down to Round Rock and Austin and
Yeah.
Mansfield and South Dallas. And so they're having to go and compete in a lot of the other different communities for long road trips.
Where is the nearest natatorium or aquatic facility? Round Rock or Mansfield?
I think I know there's one in Dallas in there, up at, is it Mesquite or Garland area or something? Is there a natatorium up there or not?
Yeah, some of the larger ones that are hosting meets now, Garland, Louisville, Mansfield, Rockwall within the Dallas area. We've designed a couple for Frisco ISD, but then once you go south, Belton has a facility that, Belton Temple area that it's more of it's not a 50-meter pool though, it's short course. But then Round Rock would be the next one that has the 50-meter pool that's enclosed.
In the Bell County one, what's the ownership of it? Is it public-private, or is it public, or what is it?
I believe it's the school district
Okay.
that owns and operates that one. And that's really, that's one of the models that we've seen here within the state of Texas, is that for the larger aquatic facilities, that school districts are typically the ones that are building the 50-meter pools
Yeah.
right now. But they almost always do that in partnership with either a city or a local swim
Right.
club. So even the Arlington ISD, they have a newer facility that the city helps them operate, but then they also rent space to local swim clubs.
Yeah. Well, the good thing, something like this, how it benefits us too, is through the hotel tax. You know, our 2 cents gives pretty good revenue back. So
That's definitely something that we
that's just
have part of the
isn't it?
discussions.
Yes.
Yeah, that just goes to the venue.
Well, if somebody rents a hotel room for whatever event,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, they pay the tax.
Yeah, it just benefits that.
So you're putting more heads in beds
Yeah.
if you have a championship style facility. So,
Okay.
Okay.
but I guess you could build one on the you could build one on the venue.
Yep. All right. Any other questions or comments? Well, we really appreciate the presentation, and as you, I guess maybe we dig in a little deeper on all the financials and those kind of things and how it might work, so we can figure out how to take the next step. But I'd entertain a motion to approve this report for recording purposes.
Make a motion to approve for recording purposes.
All right,
Second.
motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you.
Thank you all very
All
much.
right. Okay, next, I'd like to go to item M4. This is discussion or action regarding the resolution of support for the Housing Solution Alliance of Waco Housing Authority, Senior Housing Development, Devonshire Station, part of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. It's a qualified allocation plan. So Millette, good morning. We can't hear you.
Good morning. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person.
Just that wind on
There you go.
the trees.
Yes. On another note, my husband is at Baylor Scott and White, which is why I cannot be there in person. So I apologize.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But I will definitely want to talk to you about Devonshire Station. So we've owned the property out there, the 19 acres, for some time now. But we always use our data, right, to drive what we would want to build to better the community in general. So just some numbers so that you can know, I have a wait list for 1 bedrooms for public housing of 4,153 people. For South Terrace, which is a converted development of ours that is now mixed income, we still have a wait list for 1 bedrooms at 3,534 people. And for Freedom's Path, which we don't technically own, but we do manage for the VA, we have a wait list there of 40. And those are all people who feel they need 1 bedrooms. However, Freedom's Path only has studios. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to assist them unless they're willing to go to a studio. But given those numbers, and then given that the bulk of those numbers are seniors and elderly, and we just are fairly lacking in available housing for seniors, and I'm going to say seniors, but I also mean those who are disabled as well. We wanted to address those needs by starting with our property that's on Devonshire and Ritchie Road. So we're coming to you. This is located in extraterritorial jurisdiction area, and we wanted to discuss our idea to build 66 courtyard units in there, and also to talk a little bit about the fact that the need is there. I'd like to, before I go much further, introduce my HSA partners, Colton Kyle and Micah Strange. If y'all have been here for any amount of time, you'll remember that Dan Strange was our president and CEO for a long time here, and this is his son, Micah. So if y'all can just say hi.
Howdy.
Okay.
Is that for us? Or you?
Anyway, so we came up with a plan. We like the courtyard. We like the courtyard example. For one thing, they can check on each other. They've got a green space around them, and it does protect them in a way that after hours cannot always do. So for us, this is a really ideal plan. HSA has experience building this courtyard style development, and I'm assuming you all have the paperwork in front of you so that you can kind of see what it would look like. But for us, it's a matter of trying to address those needs. The property will be located outside of Hewitt, so it's obviously in the county's jurisdiction area. But if you have any questions, I think between Micah, Colton, and I, we can answer them. It is an application for tax credits of about $23 million, almost $24 million. As you can see, the uses are all clearly laid out there. We know that as far as an economic impact, we know that there'd be about 106 construction jobs for the first 18 months or so until we started housing people. And then after that, it would help create 29 full-time jobs. We feel that even though we're going to tax exempt the property, it is a consideration that is worth dealing with because of the desperate need we have in this area for quality, affordable housing. Just so you know, we pay about $1,300 for rent for one-bedroom apartments. And of those apartments, it is very hard to find housing for people who might have special needs. It is a desperate attempt to try and start dealing and climbing out of the hole we have here so that elderly people can stay in areas they're comfortable with, continue to go to the churches they've always gone to, continue to visit with their relatives, because it's here and it's not located in Dallas or Fort Worth or Austin. Anyway, Colton, Micah, anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think, I mean, you handle it pretty well from what our perspective is, but certainly the commission may have questions.
All right, any questions from the court?
Yes, please. Explain the term mixed income senior development.
Sure. Micah, you want me to do it or?
You can go ahead unless you want me to.
Okay. So mixed income development means that we will house people of all incomes. So we will we will have fair market units, as well as units for people at 30% and below, and everywhere in between.
Are they all seniors?
Yes,
This is all seniors regardless of income level.
Correct. It is only for seniors and disabled. That's it.
And what are you saying seniors? What are you defining seniors?
So HUD defines seniors as 62 years old, but the money is coming from the state and they define it at 55.
You can't go there yet.
55 and up then. Okay. Do these ever, I've heard of developments that started out as senior developments, but because they couldn't fill them, they after the fact that they were built, they ended up not being senior developments. Have y'all had any experience with that?
No. If I had another 1,000 units, I'd have seniors who would live there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Other questions?
And when you say tax exempt, are these exempt from all property taxes? Is that correct?
Yes, they're exempt from all taxes. We're one of the entities the Attorney General recognizes with the ability to tax exempt. It's how we keep the rents low.
And that's because you own the land, Millette.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Waco Housing Authority?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to do something with the other, will be 12 acres left over?
We do not have plans from our part as of yet. I want to see how these go, and if the need still obviously is going to be there, we may build more, or we may look at home ownership, in which case that would be a whole nother presentation I'd have to come back to you for.
Right.
But we have not made a decision, and that has to be led by our board as well as me.
Yeah.
Other questions? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
What do we do? I mean, what do you need?
It's approving the resolution. It's
There's
in
a
the package.
resolution of
It,
support.
yeah, and, it sounds like there's a need, and
Definitely a need.
Millette's watching over this, and she has a good history with the court, recommending good projects, so I would make a motion, we approve the resolution.
Second?
Have a motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lad, I hope your husband gets okay.
I'll update you later, Scott. It's pretty serious, but we're going to get through it.
All right, thank you. All right, bye. Okay, let's go back to the pulled items on the consent agenda. Oops. Thank you. All right, under, first pulled item is E3A, which is Justice Peace Precinct 3. Anna? Good morning.
Good morning. I have a request here from Judge Perea to create a temporary part-time position. He has a current full-time employee that's out on a family medical leave. And it should extend for some time. And so they're wanting to bring in a part-time employee to help float functions while this person is out. They have a dollar placeholder for that part-time position. It would be temporary, so no more than 6 months, which means it's not going to be eligible for benefits. At the hourly amount of $15 per hour, the budget amount requested for the part-time position is $10,800. And the employee that's currently out does not have PTO accrued, so the budget impact would be minimal for the part-time position.
Okay, questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion, a second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, under E7A is authorization of red flag warning or burn ban order. We've had a discussion, the numbers don't totally support putting a burn ban on, but the fact that there's been some fires around, there's a concern there. Only the court has the authority to put the burn ban on. I've got the authority to take it off, so if it rains enough, and plus, if emergency management agrees, I would pull it off after that. But I would make a motion that we institute the burn ban.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. Thank you. All right. Go to items F. Nothing under F today. Under bids and RFQs. Under G is contracts, interlocal agreements, memorandums of understanding. This is authorization of interlocal cooperation agreement with the city of Moody. This is road work. Call on Commissioner Smith.
Yes, sir. Moody has asked us to do some work within their jurisdiction, and they've agreed to pay us the amount of $52,189 to get the work done. So my motion would be to approve the agreement with the city of Moody.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. I want to go to M2B. Josh? Let me get to it.
M2B, okay.
Yes, sir. All right, this is authorization of adoption of section 7.2, the pretrial intervention program. Thanks for introducing her.
Thank you for the help, Josh.
She's done fantastic work. This was a group effort with her office, the auditor, as well as Mr. Dixon.
Good team.
Yes.
Thank you. So we have here a request to adopt a pay policy for the pretrial intervention program pay. So this fund is used to pay employees who are helping support the pretrial intervention program. This has been a practice now for some time, even before Josh is as district attorney. Past district attorneys have used this fund for that purpose. We're just outlining the administrative processes and pay out of this program, outlining the functions that are supporting the program, and then the amounts of pay for the employees involved in the program. And as Josh has said, it has been reviewed by the auditor's office, by Mike, legal, and his office, and Josh's office as well. So we recommend it for approval.
And remind the court, this is money coming into our office from applicants into the program.
Right.
Right. Any questions anyone would have?
No questions, one comment. I've noticed our policies never get any shorter. Ever noticed that? Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
I had a motion and second, and a recommendation that we review policies to see if there's any to delete. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you, both of you ladies.
Okay. Going to G2, this is authorization of master service agreement and related statement of work with the next election service, LLC, Jared Smith, Goldsmith.
Hey, Judge, how are y'all today?
Good there.
Need to change it.
So, this is to renew the contract that we currently have with Next Election Services. Just a reminder that Next Election Services, that is the group that is formed of former VOTEC employees. What they do for us is they help service our VOTEC software. They've been a huge help to us through this last November election, so we want to continue working with them through the spring. This will take us through June, which will get us through our spring election season. And at that point, we'll kind of reevaluate what we need to do going forward. But yeah, I want to go ahead and approve this. This money is going to be coming from our budgeted item, which would have paid VOTEC for this year.
All right, any questions? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Next Election Services. No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, next going to item G3, authorization of pricing supplement agreement with TransUnion Risk and Alternative Data Solutions. Call on David Ives and Ken Bass. Ken's had to leave, so David, you want to go over this?
Yes, sir. This is an agreement with TransUnion for the TILO service. It's an investigative tool that we use in not just CID, but some of our narcotics units and units that do investigations for school safety purposes. As Commissioner Smith had pointed out, there is a fairly large increase in this contractual price for the service. We're going to look at ways to try and limit the search, but still be investigatively viable to help with that cost in the future. But for right now, we would recommend that the court approve this so that we can continue the use of this service.
All right, any questions for David? If not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. Thank you. All right, next under H is capital improvements, repairs, maintenance projects, and construction projects. H1's regarding the Heart of Texas Fairgrounds, Extra Event Center, parking lot replacement. TJ?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So you have before you a not to exceed change order from JRJ in relation to some large sections of concrete that we actually found underneath that parking lot out there at Extraco. So this change order associated with it is to jackhammer it all out, load it up, transport it off site, and get rid of it. It's a very large amount, but it is a giant section of concrete that we ran into underneath that slab. So we're thinking at some point it may have been a runway, may have been a housing facility back during the old air base days. We're just not sure, but we know we got to get it out of there. We've reviewed it. Everything seems legit. We do recommend it for approval.
And I understand there was no rebar in that, no steel in that concrete. Huh?
No steel at all, and sections of it go within 14 to 16 inches in depth. So, I mean, it's big.
I was, so Dustin and I were talking about that. If it was during World War II, or there was a shortage of steel, it was all going to the war effort, so they just poured the concrete thicker. And it sounds like that might be the case here. So any questions?
Absolutely.
Just a couple of concerns. Number one, this venue money?
It is.
Okay. My question is, in our ongoing negotiations with HOT to run the venue, one of the stipulations in there is that large projects we will fund if something major were to happen to the base. It'd be a large project. So my question is, where does this put us financially with able to fund a large project that might come up if something failed over at the base?
So I mean, of course, it's eating into that fund balance. This project ate into a lot of the reserve we had, but there is still funds available for these routine repair and maintenance expenditures that are occurring or something.
Routine.
Yes, I mean, when a project comes up, it'll be hard to know, how much those are. I'll just say on the next agenda, I'll have a report for you and we'll look at the calendar year 25, what the project looks like, what the revenues look like. We'll also present to you the amounts that are surplus that we will need to push to the school district and the city. But I'll have a more exact, after this today, I can give you some more exact figures on that next agenda.
That was my concern,
Yes,
Judge,
sir.
based on that.
And Commissioner, I think that was put in there assuming or taking into consideration the possibility of something big happen.
Right.
There was no money in the venue fund.
Right.
Then we would have to do it.
Exactly.
But this is not the case here. There's adequate funding there for that.
We're draining a little bit of the venue fund, or.
That's correct. That is correct.
And I'm sorry I don't have those figures today, but on that next agenda, we can look at some scenarios, look at your balance, and then that way, you're fully prepared for what may occur.
And I guess the only other thing I would ask is, when we do these contracts, or we go out for a bid or quote on contracts, we don't ask the people to do any subsurface investigation to determine if there's a bone pile or a rock pile or a gold mine underneath it. We don't,
Unless it's required.
we don't ask them to do that. So when this
DJ?
happens.
There's no telling what
And
those are.
Commissioner, we actually did do some cores on this project, but where we're finding the concrete was not out into the main body of the project itself. It's kind of all concentrated over towards the show barn, and it's various depths along the way. So we hit a couple of cores that were about 4 inches, which we weren't concerned about at all. And then we get out a little bit further in the project and we've got some 14, 16-inch stuff. So without doing, a complete 25-yard grid throughout the entire project, which we would have never done to begin with. We just didn't know.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. The bigger question I would have for you is, how are our revenues holding up with regards to the venue project? Because I know we're gonna spend down at times, but so where are we at? Are we still on target?
We are, definitely. And we'll look at that. We'll look at by month, by year, how that's increased, through December 2025 on that next agenda. I can give you some more exact details on that. But yes, on target.
And the building is insured. It is part of our insurance.
Yes, sir.
Our tax. It's on our property schedule, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? All right. I'll make a motion to approve the change order.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Pass. All right, next is, let's see, TJ, you got the next, it's on Justice Peace Precinct 5 Office Edition.
Yes, sir. This is our ongoing material testing with Langerman Foster on the project over there for the renovation. Everything looks great on it. We recommend it for approval.
All right, any questions? Not, is there a motion to approve the invoice with Langerman Foster?
So moved.
Langerman Engineering. All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Pass. Under I is budget amendments, transfer changes. Under I-1 is regarding the FY25 budget. Francis?
Yes, sir. So we have two cleanup budget amendments for FY25. So we are in the process of wrapping up our year-end review, our year-end audit. We'll have our financial audit over the next 2 months. But preparing for that, these budget amendments are necessary to move expenditures to correct line items for financial reporting and for grant purposes. We're also in some of the lines accounting for final accruals through the end of November. And so if you have any questions, let me know. But no additional expenditures are occurring, of course. This is just cleaning up our financial information. And so I-1A, this is for general fund, the line items in general fund. And you'll see that we're moving from line items that had excess in general fund. And then I-1B, this is for some special revenue funds, also cleaning up lines, again, related to properly stating expenditures in the correct lines or for grant reclasses. And so moving, of course, within those special revenue funds to make those lines sufficient.
Okay, any questions on that? Is there a motion to approve those?
So move.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Under I-2 is regarding the FY '26 budget.
Yes, and so then moving into FY '26, we have budget amendments to present, starting with I-2A. This is general fund countywide. This is a budget amendment request to move from countywide contingencies into professional services. This is to cover the professional services related to the redistricting that was approved in November. I-2B, this is in Fund 150, our Court Reporter Service Fund. This is a request from the 474th District Court, and it is to cover software cost for that court's court reporter. And of course, the special revenue fund is only to be used specifically for those types of expenditures. I-2C, this is Fund 401, Permanent Improvement Fund. This is a request to move from the contingencies in that fund into the line item that houses the cost for, or the budget for, the fire alarm replacement project at the Highway 6 jail. So this is a request to increase that project by $15,000. And there is a quote from Centex Fire and Security attached that relates to that amount. I-2D, this is General Fund Human Resources. This is a budget amendment just to clean up line items. This is something that was budgeted for, but sometimes when we actually see invoices and what those expenditures are, we need to reclass into a different line. So this is just moving budget from other services in that department into software in that same department. And then I-2E, this is General Fund Road and Bridge Precinct 4. I'm requesting to move within that department into professional development for CDL education for an employee. So that concludes the 2026.
All right, if there's no questions on those budget items, is there a motion to approve I-2A through I-2D?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. All right, going to K under grants. Under K1. Don't know what Dustin had.
What about J1? Are we skipping that one?
J1, I'm sorry. Okay, under J is real estate right-of-way. Under J1 is the ratification of commercial contract amendment. This is on a piece of property that 23,000 square feet, unimproved county property on 481 Central Texas Parkway for sale price at $82,000. This is requesting ratification of an amendment to the contract to extend the feasibility study from 45 days to 55 days. This would move the feasibility expiration from January 15th through January 22nd. Any questions on that? Not, I'll make a motion. We approve ratifications of this amendment.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Under K and K1, this is regarding the U.S. Treasury coronavirus local recovery program. I think Dustin had something to say on it, but I don't know what that is. But under K2 is regarding the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program, and call on John Carter.
Good morning.
Morning.
So yes, the IT department would like to apply for this local cybersecurity grant program. Unlike past years where the match has been 10%, the match is now 30%. But we feel we can absorb that in our budget. As you can see there, we're looking for a thing called abnormal email security to help add to our security platform. The one-year agreement would be $55,016, of which the county portion, the 30%, would be $16,504. And our grant applications due no later than February 12th, which is why we're coming to you today. It has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Okay, any questions?
John, is this something we've received in the past, this grant? We've gotten this, or is this?
Yes, we received it last year when it was still a 10% match. It's how we did the all the access cards with the Imprivata system.
Right. Okay. All right. Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
Motion made second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. All right, under L is Department Office and specific request. L1, Human Resources, this is authorization of salary, service, peer county participation list. We're still have some discussions on that, so I'd make a motion we defer.
Motion to defer.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Under L2, under County Sheriff, L2A, authorization of application for aircraft hull and liability insurance with Assured Partners. Call on Captain Nixon.
Morning, Judge.
Oh, morning. Okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. This is the standard application we do every year. We don't have a quote yet, but we turn this application in, we'll get quote on the insurance.
Okay.
Motion to approve application.
Second.
Motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you. Under L2B is authorization of cell phone request. This sheriff has to pull this with no action. Under L3 is purchasing, discussion or action regarding the bid advertisement for various road materials and culverts. And so I think Ken has outlined that in this in his notes here, and this starts the process. Is there any questions on that?
Motion to approve the bid advertisements if needed.
Okay. I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Under under M1 regarding the local provider participation fund, call on Heather.
You're on mute. Nope.
Nope. She's asking us to approve.
An IGT.
Yeah.
Let's see, so the due date is, it would be the balance of in the account on Monday, February the 26th, with a settlement date of Tuesday, February the 3rd, 2026.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion that we do that.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you, Heather.
Good hearing from you.
Great to hear from you. Call IT. Okay. Under M2 is regarding the McLennan County Employee Policy Guide. Call on Anna.
I'm requesting a revision to section 5.05, which is related to telephone and fax usage in the employee personnel guide, and we're just emphasizing that we want county phone calls that are long distance and personal to be prohibited. So we're just using stronger language. And then we're removing a sentence, and so it is slightly shorter.
Oh, hey.
She listens, Joe.
I like it.
Is this just a review of the policy, or is there an issue?
Has there been a problem?
Yes, I don't believe there's been a problem, but we have.
So historically, employees were allowed to use their county phones for long-distance calls. Each employee was supposed to have a specific 4-digit long-distance code, and that's how it was tracked. That was before this. That is very cumbersome. We don't see a lot of that anymore, and it's up to an employee to tell us if they have used it, but very minimal pennies, that are running through. And so we're having to go through, reconcile all those accounts, match them to departments. And so it's not an efficient way to process those bills anymore. And so if you approve this change, what we'll do is we'll assign each department a long distance code. So we can still track whatever we, if needed. But each department will build those out for county.
So instead of
expenses.
each phone having a code, each department will have a code?
Yes, that's what we'd like to move forward with. I think that will be the most efficient way to move forward. What's happening now is a lot of times those codes are just being used for multiple employees. When someone leaves and someone new comes in, they get those codes. So it's almost impossible to track who's using what code.
Cell phones have pretty much made this a dinosaur anyhow, so.
Correct, correct.
Motion to approve the recommendation on telephone and fax use.
Second.
All right, have a motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, pass. Thank you. All right, jumping down to N, American Disabilities Compliance Project, we have nothing today. On O is McLennan County Downtown Jail Remodel Project. O1's regarding the construction manager at risk. 01A is authorization application for partial payment number 3. On March 7th of 23, the court approved a construction manager at risk agreement with John W. Irving Construction Company Incorporated for the remodel of the downtown jail. The fee for the pre-construction service is $72,998, payable 30% at approval of the schematic design document, 30% for the approval of the design development document, and 40% for the approval of the construction document. They submitted a partial payment application number 13 totaling $2,179,900 for construction services. And the balance to finish the including retainage is $38,774,000 and, $38,774,600. And it's been reviewed and recommended for payment. Is there a motion?
To approve.
All right.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the payment for application 13. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Pass. All right, under work session, we have nothing today. So on the Commissioners Court agenda, that completes that. And so we are adjourning that meeting, and we are starting the meeting for the regarding the subject of the McLennan County Public Facilities Corporation. Let's call the meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, January 20th. It's 10:14 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 at 4:15 p.m.
Thank you. Under B1's the adoption of an annual appointment for reappointment of officers and directors resolution. The below are the board of directors. Scott M. Felton, County Judge, Jim Smith, Commissioner Precinct 1, D.L. Wilson, Commissioner Precinct 2, Will Jones, Commissioner Precinct 3, and Ben Perry, Commissioner Precinct 4. Below are the officers, which are Scott M. Felton, County Judge, President, Andy Harwell, County Clerk and Secretary, Bill Helton, County Treasurer, and will be the treasurer of the PFC. Is there a motion?
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? Call for a vote.
Director Smith,
Yes.
Director Wilson,
Yes.
President Felton,
Yes.
Director Jones,
Yes.
Director Perry.
Yes.
Thank you. Pass. Under B2 is the establish the annual meeting date for 2027. Typically, the court schedules the annual meeting the third Tuesday in January. For 2027, that date would be Tuesday, January 17th, 2027. Is there a motion to approve that date for the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. All right, under C is approval and ratification of minutes from the previous meeting, recording and previously approved documents or document not requiring action. There are four that require ratification, and those are listed in the package. Is there a motion to approve those ratifications?
So moved.
Second.
Have motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote.
Director Smith,
Yes.
Director Wilson,
Yes.
President Felton,
Yes.
Director Jones,
Yes.
Director Perry.
Yes.
Pass. All right, anything else to come before the court today?
Judge?
Yes.
Just for clarification purposes and for understanding, could you go over the purpose of the McLennan County Public Facility Corporation, why it was formed and what it does briefly?
I defer Francis or
Put me
Bill.
on the spot.
Okay.
I want to say the correct terms. So it was formed in order to issue debt, revenue-related debt.
Okay.
To construct the Jack Harwell Detention Center. And so the revenue for housing at that facility flows in through the PFC. It is something that our office audits, it's on our financial statements, but it is a separate, it's a blended component unit of the county because the governing boards are identical.
Revenue, yeah.
and so-
Revenue comes from U.S. Marshal Service.
Yes, so that revenue comes in, it's pushed, we do have a trustee. The trustee pays the debt service, some other administrative cost. Because we are the operator of the facility, it's been different in past years. We then get the remaining revenue that flows over, that's left over.
Left over
That comes back to
after.
the county, and then that, you'll see that as revenue in the general fund for, that comes back in. So
Thank
that
you.
is helpful.
Yeah, very much. Well said. I appreciate
It's
that.
very simplistic.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me.
Well, I just felt like it was important for the records to have it on record why we have the facility
Right.
corporation.
Okay, nothing else? We stand adjourned.